Hello, welcome to a new episode on our podcast. And today, if you want to hear more about what property ownership can benefit you here in Dubai, what visas can you have, and more, I want to welcome you to this episode because I want to say hello to Razeeb Abdullah. Hey, Razeeb, how are you?
Very good. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Nice
Thank you.
to sit with you.
Definitely. Thank you so much for being with us. I just want to present you. You are from Documents, without the T.
Yes.
Documents.
Documents.
Exactly. Government transactions. And you are dealing with visas, with all these really important thing with the government here in Dubai and in the UAE. And today we're going to discuss about that, what type of benefits you can have from owning a property. Maybe let's start with that. What type of services do you give to people that already have properties here in Dubai?
So for property owners, we basically do all the paperwork, documentations for everyone. And especially when it comes to property owners, we do help with their residency visas, golden visas. Then we help them with notarizing notices, other notary works. Third, we help them in drafting and notarizing their wills, and we do help them with the trustee, wherein they can buy, sell the properties.
Okay, so all of the legal, let's say, requirements that they need while they are purchasing the apartment. Let's now try to understand a little bit about visas. Okay, because we know that if you buy a property in Dubai, you can get a visa, even a golden visa in some cases. Can you just explain us a little bit about this?
So the Dubai Land Department gives visa based on their investments. If a person is investing 750K, which is like 200 USD roughly, they will get a 2-year investor visa. And if the investment is high, 2 million dirhams, almost 550 USD, then they will get 10-year golden visa. And there is one more category. It's also golden visa, but the validity is 5 years. It's for people above 55 years. For them, they just need to invest for 1 million. Then they will get 5-year golden visa.
Amazing. And can you just tell us the differences between investor visa and golden visa? What is the differences between them?
The main difference is investor visa is 2 years, golden visa is 10 years.
So it's much longer.
It's much longer. You don't need to renew, go through medical every 2 years. You get your golden visa set for 10 years. No more KYC, no more updation of your ID every 2 years with bank, mobile operators, nothing.
Amazing. And can you combine, let's say if I have one property with 500K value, let's say, and another one with 1.5 million K value, is it a million value, sorry. Is it even possible to combine them?
Yes. Basically what the DLD checks is your total portfolio. For example, in one property, you have 50% with you and your sister, so that you can take whatever 50%, like that they will look your total portfolio. And if it goes beyond 2 million, done. You get the golden visa eligibility.
Amazing. So that really makes a lot of comfortable and convenience for people that want to do it. And here in Dubai, we also have a lot of capital appreciation, right? Things are, especially real estate, going higher and higher within time. And if I bought an apartment, let's say when it was worth a million dirham and now it's worth 2 million dirham, it happened for some apartments. Is it, am I still eligible for this kind of a golden visa?
Yes. When it comes to golden visa, what the Dubai Land Department looks is at the book value. What's the value on the title deed or ukhud? But from Dubai Land Department, you can always get a revaluation certificate. So the revaluation will match with the market price. So with the revaluation certificate, you can do golden visa.
Amazing. So that's also very, very good thing. And I want to ask you about another conception I've heard regarding Dubai value, that if I'm looking to buy a 2 million dirham apartment, let's say, and I can put 20% on it. Some of the developers, some of the banks even require 20% down payment. Is this down payment is enough for me to get the golden visa?
So when it comes to golden visa, what the Dubai Land Department looks at the documents, not how much you have paid. And generally this 20% is created by real estate brokers, other people, because the developers don't register the ukhud. The ukhud is initial sale agreement. We call, in Arabic it's called ukhud. So they don't register the ukhud unless they get minimum of 20% down payment. Some developers do it at 10%. It's up to the developers. So once you have the Ukhud, you can do the golden visa.
Okay, so even if I pay 20% and it still has the Ukhud, as you mentioned, you can still get the golden visa.
Yes.
Amazing. So it makes you can even invest 400K and still
Yes.
get the
With the
golden visa.
400K, you can get a golden visa. Rest will be on a payment plan.
Amazing. And another thing that I hear a lot is about off-plan properties, because some of those developers that offer the same payment plan, like you mentioned, can also, since the apartments are not actually built, but it's only been built as we speak, and it will happen in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, even more than that. Sometimes this thing also maybe makes people think, hey, until this apartment is not built, I can't get the golden visa.
Yes.
So is it really true?
You can get. Only thing they check is like whether the property value or your total portfolio is more than 2 million. If your total portfolio is more than 2 million, whether it's from off plan or it's completed, doesn't matter. You can get the golden visa. Only criteria they check is 2 million total portfolio. If that is fulfilled, done. There's nothing more.
Amazing. And a lot of people come here to Dubai, to the UAE, with their families, with their wives or husbands, with their kids, with their maybe parents. Can we get a golden visa or another visa for our family as well when we do
if
that?
the person gets a golden visa, he is eligible to sponsor their parents, spouse, and children. All will get 10 years golden visa. In addition to that, he can sponsor unlimited domestic helpers like maid, gardeners, cook, driver. But their visa would be limited to 2 years.
And if you have investor visa, like you mentioned, is the only
investors
option?
visa as well gets parents, but all will be like for 2 years.
Yeah.
Parents, spouse, children, everyone will get 2 year. Parents will get 1 year in that case, not 2 year for investor visa. And domestic helpers 1 year. 1 year means every year you need to renew it. It's like unlimited, but every year you need to go through that process, medical, Emirates ID, all the documentation.
And also paying for another year,
Yes.
of course. Let's talk a little bit about the documents, because there are many documents, associated with the property ownership.
Okay.
Tell us what exactly are the documents we need for that?
So there are like lot of documents, but when we say like 3 main documents about the property, we can say it as Ukhud or initial sale contract. And the second is like pre-title deed. And third one is the title deed. Okay, so Ukhud or initial agreement of sale is a agreement between as a property owner and the developer. Because the property is still under the construction, there is no title, there is no ownership.
Yeah.
So you cannot get okay, this this flat belongs to me, this villa belongs to me, because there is nothing. It's an agreement. So the first contract is Ukhud. Then in some cases there are like combination of two. For example, a person buys a villa comes with a land. So Dubai Land Department can give you ownership title of the land, but not the villa, because villa is in construction. So it's a combination. So they give you a pre-title deed. And once construction, everything is over for an off plan or a one which is having a pre-title deed, then you get the final title deed. When you get the final title deed, means you get the ownership. You are now the title holder.
All right, so this is like the progress of things towards
Yes.
the time. And let's talk about costs. How much it actually costs to get this golden visa, after we paid for the property and all of those things?
So we need to get the paperworks and approvals from through 4 different government departments. First from Dubai Land Department, then Dubai Immigration, GDRFA. Then you need to get your medical screening from Dubai Health Authority. Then finally your Emirates ID from Federal Authority. So all this, the government charge will come approximately to 9,750.
Okay, so it's about 10K dirham, which is about
Yes.
$2,500, let's say roughly,
Yes.
to get the golden visa for 10 years, which gives
Yes,
you a
10
lot of
years.
time.
And for the family, it would be like almost 5,000, half of it, because there is no Dubai Land Department
Yeah.
there. You can, once you get your golden visa for family, you can get it directly from immigration.
All right, and that also, first of all, I must say that if you know a little bit about the world, it's really cheap, especially if it's for 10 years. A lot of countries charge way more than that for a 5-year ID or or
When it
3-year.
comes to the golden visa, it's not the money, it's mostly the eligibility, the
Yeah.
criteria. It's kind of like a very premium visa.
Definitely. Let's maybe speak about what those visas can give you. Either it's an investor or golden visa. Both of are the same, regarding what they allow
Most
you.
of
Yeah.
the investors still, you both are almost same, like one is 2 years, another is 10 years. But for the investor, what happens is, like, you are not your self sponsor. The Dubai land department is sponsoring you. But when it comes to the golden visa, you are your sponsor. The state is sponsoring you, not any department or anything.
Yeah.
And another thing is, like, for all other visa, you need to come to Dubai or UAE once in every 6 months. If you stay outside UAE for more than 6 months, that visa gets like cancelled.
Yeah.
But with golden visa, you can come anytime. You can get your golden visa, you can go, you can come after 9 years, no problem, still it valid.
All right. So this is also something very important to know. And sometimes people are thinking, what are the best visa for them? Either it's a investor or golden visa. So this can be one of the good
Like,
answers, right?
it's like always the golden visa. There is no this thing. Only the problem is, for golden visa, you need to invest 2 million.
Yeah. So it's only about the money.
It's about the money. So the best, what gives you like more like relaxed, free and benefits, it's always the golden visa.
Amazing. So let's talk a little bit about, the protection of investors, because many economies around the world, anything can happen. Economies can break and have failures and all of that. So how much of protection does real estate investors has here in Dubai for their properties?
So when it comes to how well the investors are protected, the Dubai Land Department closely monitors all the works. So whenever a project is launched by any developer, the project is assessed, estimated, everything by the Dubai Land Department, plus all the money they receive from the investors. The developers cannot have in their account. It has to be deposited with Dubai Land Department in an escrow account. And Dubai Land Department checks how the construction is progressing. Accordingly, they will release money from their escrow account. So the developer is not getting the money unless there is a progress in the work. So their money is very much protected. In addition to that, all the developers go through strict licensing procedure, where the Dubai Land Department checks everything. They have like proper background, financials are strong, and they have like very knowledgeable engineers, employees in their company. Then only they will get the license. In addition to that, all the projects is vetted again for the structural quality, other safety concerns. So the buildings are strong, nothing like bad can happen.
Yeah, so if I want to summarize it a bit, it means that we have both a financial protection and a constructual protection,
Yes.
which means Dubai DLD, Dubai Land Department, takes care of both the physicality of the building, its toughness, like you said, and also the
Yes.
financial side of the
So
developer.
they protect the investors' money are kept safe. In addition to that, they check all the quality of the building construction is up to the standards, international standards.
Amazing. And
Or we can say Dubai standard. We are international.
yeah, definitely. And I think that we can see that Dubai's international, the standards has really turned international, because we're seeing the quality of, the building here in Dubai, and it's really came a good way towards the years, and it became much, much better, and it became part of the international standard. Let's talk a little bit about, let's come back to your services. You mentioned that you have notary services.
Yes.
For what type of requirement you need those while you buy an apartment?
So, like, not buying the apartment, basically the notary services, like, mostly for managing. If you are a property owner, you have an apartment and there is a tenant, you need to send some notices. Like, for example, they have caused any damages or they not follow the tenancy contract. The notices, you need to send it by notary. and other like eviction notice, same. If you want to evict the tenant for you want to stay, or you want to like sell it, then you need to send a eviction notice, or you need to buy sell the property but you are not physically here. So you need to give a power of attorney to someone so he can sell and buy, or he can manage the property on behalf of you.
Okay, so let's maybe mention it a little bit, because you mentioned that you need to send an eviction note through a notary.
Yes.
Usually, in any place I know in the world, you can just put a letter on his front door, or even get a phone call and say, hey, at the end of our next contract, it's going to be terminated and I'm going to transfer this unit to someone else. Why does it so? Why does notary is a master in Dubai?
In Dubai, it's not they just protect the owners, they protect the tenant as well. So like the owners, tenant as well have the right. So whenever they make a tenancy contract, it's made yearly, annually, and it's automatically get renewed. The landlord only can revise the rent. So a tenancy contract is getting like expired. Before 3 months, the landlord should send a notice. Okay, these are the revised rent for next year. So the tenant can always like agree to that rent, or he can go to RERA and he can deposit the check as per RERA index. For example, he gave a rental increase of 20-25%, but as per RERA index, that area is like 15%. So he can go to RERA and he can deposit the check as per 15%. So in short, the landlord cannot evict. The tenancy continues. So if the landlord wants to evict the tenant, he can't just evict. Only on two bases he can evict the tenant. One is like if he's gonna use it for his personal use. Other, if he's gonna sell it. So he need to prepare a legal notice of eviction based on what is the clause, like personal use or selling, and he need to send it by a registered post. So and that notice should be like 12 months. So it should be sent through a notary.
Yeah.
So that then only it becomes legally valid. Otherwise, the tenant can always go to RDC, Rental Dispute Center, and challenge it.
I see. So basically, it's really valuable information for anyone who wants to buy an apartment, because it essentially says if you are renting the apartment long term for somebody, then if you want to get him out, it's only for my own use, or if I want to sell the apartment.
Yes,
so it's also very important to know.
Basically, we do this eviction notice when the person is mostly selling the apartment. For example, there's an apartment and there is a buyer coming. And when the buyer comes, buyer says, I want it without tenant. So what does the normal practice happens in the market is like he sends an eviction notice and he sell to the new person.
Yeah.
And the new person can take the handover like after 11 months. He get the property, he waits for another 11 or 12 months, however the time period, then he gets the empty apartment.
All right, so that's very important to know. And let's talk a little bit on something that is very important and not many people are taking care, thinking about it, because it scares some people. It's the will, where I wish that it won't happen to anyone, but anyone can, go tomorrow or do that, and suddenly he's not here. And sometimes he's a provider for his family. Sometimes he owns, or she owns, apartments or properties like you're mentioning. So how important is it for someone that owns an apartment to have his own will?
So UAE follows Sharia law, and most of the experts in I'm talking about freehold are foreign investors, expats. So not for them, if something happens to them, it's not easy for his or her legal heirs to come and like prove their relationship to them. So for that, they need attested birth certificate, attested marriage certificate to prove their relationship. But it's in addition to that, what happens is like they need to prove that they are the only legal heirs. For example, if a person's father died and he comes, he just not need to, he need to prove that he is the son. He is the child of the guy, and he need to prove that he is the only child. So to prove the only child, it's very difficult. So from that, he need to go through a very tedious documentation process from his origin country, maybe get a court order or something, then come back to again to prove that he is the only legal heir. Then only it gets transferred to those persons. So if you have a will at your side, this all becomes easy. Whatever the written in will, that's what affected. They don't need to go back, bring the proof, get all the documentation, everything. And sometimes to get all this proof, all this documentation, it takes like time, like more than a year. We have seen it.
Wow. So it takes
That's
a lot
why
of time.
we recommend everyone, we recommend who all come with like any work to us to draft a will for safer side.
Yeah, definitely much better because it gives some sort of an answer, whether if we die or no, wish that nothing
Yes.
happened to anyone. But if it happens, it gives some sort of
Should
an
be
answer.
like prepared for the best.
Definitely. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. It's a good
Yes.
line from a song. Let's talk a little bit about, the actual services that you give regarding buying or selling a property. If I want to buy or sell a property now in Dubai, what are the services you can give to
So
me?
we actually do give the paperworks documentation, same with all other for the purchase and sales. We do have like trustee center wherein we like checks all the paperworks, everything. It's already you want to buy or sell. We'll check all the contracts, due diligence, NOC to be received. If for example, every time when you sell buy, you need to pay DLD fees. So they, for this purpose, they need the revaluation certificate. You pay DLD fees on the market price, not on the title deed price. So we check all these documents are completed. So in short, we does all the due diligence, paperwork, everything. The buyer seller just need to come to trustee office to sign it.
Okay.
So we do give the trustee office services as well.
Yes, so you take off all the headache,
Yes.
that involves buying an apartment. So Razeeb, we've heard so many interesting things about the legal part of buying and selling apartments here in Dubai. Unfortunately, this episode is about to end. There is anything else you would like to say before we finish this episode?
So basically, we do due diligence for all the property owners. So the contract with the developers, we do like audit the contracts. So all these contracts and agreements are made for the worst situation. If everything goes good, then we don't need any agreement, any contracts. All these contracts and agreements are there if something goes bad. So if something goes bad, this contract or agreement should protect you. So the way they drafted, you should make sure you should make sure that your interests are protected. So we do have like contract audit in which we make sure that your interests are protected if the contract or if the agreement, if the developer, for example, late handover, payment with the schedule, payment of schedule, issues with schedule, if the quality the developer promised does not deliver, if problems comes, then actually the agreement comes to seen. Otherwise it's not required. So we make sure that whatever the contract that you made are enforceable and you can use it. So we do this service as well.
Definitely. So it's very good to hear. And it's been really fascinating to hear about golden visas because you've said so many things that I'm not sure that the wide, the people know that listen to us. So it's very good to hear that, that you can combine few properties or can use parts of properties to create your golden visa. So it's very, very interesting to hear that. Let's say for documents, if someone wants to contact you, to reach out to you, how can he do it? What are the best ways to do it?
Okay, so they can always get to us by our WhatsApp number. We do have a WhatsApp number, so they can get it. The number is 0422000114, and you can just put a message and one of our representative will get in touch with you. They will give you full assistance, free consultation, and that's
amazing. So it's very good to hear. And you have the WhatsApp number, so you can definitely reach out to them. Razeeb Abdullah from Documents. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. See you next time. Bye-bye.